just do this while I walk. Yeah, there we go. That probably has me in the camera.
You can actually.
Oh, this is fancy. Oh, that's fancy. That's too fancy for me, Norm. I don't know. Anyway, yes, as some of you may know, I have friends here in Tokyo, and well, in all of Japan, and one of them might be Tokyo Lens right there.
Hey guys.
And yes, I'm using his upgraded equipment, which that's why it's a little fancy for me. But we're walking through Ueno right now, in the market behind the train station, which is actually really nice. I was here earlier spending too much money. So then, that's better than mine for sure.
There you go. So we're in the Ameyoko market right now. So you know what? Let's head back this way and loop around.
All right.
So when you first come to Japan, all of these streets will look the same.
Okay.
And there's like 3 or 4 parallel streets that are just jam-packed with like shops and restaurants and people screaming at you and people drinking on the street and whatnot. And it looks even more the same when it's like daytime or morning and it's all shut down. And years ago, when I say years, I mean like 15. When I first moved to Japan, I lived in Osaka and I came jogging, and I found myself in this area.
Oh.
And I came across a convenience store, and I was like, oh, I'm really thirsty, I'll get a drink. But I'd only been in Japan for like 2 days or something, maybe a week, I don't know. And I grabbed a big, what I thought was a tall can of grapefruit juice. And I like downed half of it before I felt the burn and realized, oh, this isn't grapefruit juice. And I had no idea where I was. And it took forever to get out of here.
You probably just kept running in circles over and over and over again.
Pretty much the rest of the story, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people back home can't understand the craziness of how the nightlife gets. Because, boy, it's a little crazy. Especially where all the tourists are.
So, we'll come out this way. When I was just a teenager, one of my part-time jobs was working at a shopping mall. And there was an older gentleman from China. And at the end of the day, he would always ask, what are you doing tonight? And I'd be, I'm going home. I'm tired. And he'd be like, that's the difference between North America and Asia. In Asia, after work is when the day starts. And, well, you can see, the end of the day is when things start for so many people.
Yes. See, when I was here earlier, I took a right and I just kind of wandered.
So, there aren't a lot of garbage cans in Japan, so you get a lot of stuff like this.
But according to the one person on that one thing, it's supposed to be perfect.
Well, you know, the internet
loves to, you know,
paint Japan as this perfect place.
Yeah.
But in the end,
it's like everywhere else.
Yeah.
It's like everywhere else.
With real people. It's got its own goods and its bads.
Depending on where you come from, the goods outweigh the bads a lot.
So, I was speaking to a friend the other week as we walked through here about how, for me, a lot of people want the terrace seats. They want to like sit outside and dine. But for me, I've never been a fan of dining in the open air.
Yeah.
I prefer to dine in an enclosed structure. And when you add something like this with thousands of people walking around you,
I want the enclosed place.
Yeah. So every time I see these people like sitting down at these tables, sitting there, I'm like, I'm sure it's a great time for you guys, but I don't understand the appeal. How about you?
No, it depends. If I'm, drunk enough or with a bunch of friends, I'll do it. But if I'm by myself, in close. Especially COVID kind of made everyone a little more paranoid.
Yeah, it did. I love seeing the trains coming up here like this.
Oh yeah.
The reflection you get in here as well.
It's beautiful. So do you still do nighttime? Go out in photography? Do you try to do that as much as you can, or?
Whenever I can,
Because I know you're a little slammed with some stuff.
It's definitely gotten busier than it once was. When the channel was just
A wee little lad.
tiny. I think you joined it I was like,
What, like 25?
yeah, something
Somewhere
like
right
that,
there.
right? And at that time it was just go out and shoot what you want, have some fun with it, right? But I was speaking to a few larger YouTubers in the US that I know who have been not a lot of people realize after the pandemic, overall viewership for YouTube isn't what it was when everybody was at home watching stuff. But during the pandemic, so many people were inspired by the YouTube videos that they watched that there are so many more YouTubers now. So you've got less viewership and way more people creating. We'll go down this way.
Okay.
Way more people creating, so kind of getting that edge, it requires you to do a little more planning. And so something that used to be like a quick night walk, I was like, I could shoot in an hour.
Yeah, can't do that now.
I gotta, what's the best way to open this? What's the best hook I can give, right? How much value can I pack into this video to really make people feel like they're there with me? Also this here, so this area here is Niki no Kashi, and when it's open, it's like one of the best snack stores. It's a supermarket-sized snack store.
Oh.
And it actually goes under this temple here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So this area, all here and all under here,
Is all this the one store?
is all one store, and it's all snacks. Like, damn it.
It's well, no, I'm like kicking my own ass because I didn't get a chance to go to the Metropolitan building. My buddy did earlier. He got to see a bunch of shows on the building, and now he's on his way to. Well, he's now in Ikebukuro, and he's already been approached like 3 times. But no, I didn't get a chance to come here earlier, and I wanted to, and now I'm finally here, and now I'm kicking myself. So it's one of those things you don't know.
No, it's another reason why people rarely ever just do the one trip.
Yeah.
It becomes like 2 trips, then
3,
5,
then
10. We got some of the mod squad. We're in right now.
Oh, speaking of, 2 of them showed up today. We got lunch with me and Tim.
Yeah, I heard. I was wildly jealous that I wasn't open for that. And they've been to Japan how many times now?
I've lost count.
And I think they just did their ultimate dream trip.
Yeah,
taking all of the places that I've done in videos over the past couple of years. And they hit them all too. Like, they'll go deep. There's this abandoned campsite out in the middle of nowhere called Nikenya, and they actually went out and stayed there a while back. So
I give them props. They went, I forget, they went to I think a shrine or something, or a couple days ago, but it was like the shrine where you could walk the 30, the huge incline up the couple hundred steps, or you could take the sketchy 1-lane road. They took the sketchy 1-lane road.
So I had done that one, and I did because you do climb up a mountain, and then there's several hundred steps, and it's a very, very steep climb. And I was told, it'll take you about 40 minutes to do the climb up the mountain. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want to be walking through a forest for 40 minutes. So I tried to keep a pretty decent pace, and I think I made it up the mountain in like 25 minutes. It was like, this is way too short. But when I got up, I was exhausted. And up in the top, I expected there to be like next to no people.
Yeah.
But there's a parking lot right near there. And so tons of people up top. Now, it's not open now, but also under the tracks here, not too dissimilar from Akiba. Under the tracks here, there's a whole world of tiny shops. And most of these will sell like makeup and jewelry and perfume.
The more specialized stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get the lovely Yakimo truck, who's not playing his Yakimo music right now. A couple years ago, there was a peach heist in Japan.
A peach heist?
A massive peach heist.
What? Well, I get it. Take it from a certain prefecture, or was it just in general?
I think they jacked a truck, and they robbed it of all of its peaches. And then there are all these like peach vendors in little trucks like that one, selling peaches all throughout the city. But like nobody could prove where they got their peaches. And so yeah, they're just cheap peaches
everywhere.
On the streets of Tokyo, everywhere for the longest time.
It reminds me, there was they made a movie out of it. There was a whiskey heist. I don't know if you've seen that, but there was a distillery. It was well known for their bourbon, and it was sold for a lot of money. I think an average bottle is like 200, something like that. So these guys, and it was an inside job, put it together, and they hijacked, I think, a truck or two. Like, I'm talking about like 18-wheeler truck full of them. And for the longest time, they were on the black market selling it, but then they got caught. And because of that, and they lost those two 18-wheelers, the price went from 200 to like 300 or 400 for the bottles.
Was that Japanese whiskey?
No, it's English whiskey.
Oh wow. Okay. And speaking of heists, actually, the area that we're in right now is like the heist capital of Tokyo. So this is the Okachimachi Jewelry District, and you'll have all these like fancy shops that sell like diamonds and jewels and gold and platinum and silver and all of that. Like if you wanted to come out and maybe not go to Ginza but still buy like a gold bar or something, you know, or you get some jewelry, or maybe you're a jewelry maker and you want to get like pieces and gems and that, right? This is where you would get it. But this area is also wildly known for like heists. So this is like the heist capital of Tokyo right here.
Huh.
And like most people don't think of like Tokyo as having a heist capital, but it does. I had done a video that breaks down all the different areas of Tokyo and like what you can buy in each area, what you can find in each area. And this being the jewelry area kind of made it into that. And when I broke that down into shorts, in the same way that like everybody believes that Japan's this like perfect
place, and
right?
then people don't leave their garbage out like over there or over there.
Exactly. People are like, oh, you're a liar, this is fake, this whole thing is AI, no, there's no heists in Japan, da, 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 da. But like it happens. Also, I've been forever curious about such prime real estate here being used for absolutely nothing. It's just such a big plot, and for so many years it's been empty.
Yeah, it could be one of those, or a car parking lot, or a bicycle lot, because I saw a couple of those.
So a lot of these buildings, if you notice, they're built right up to the edge.
Yeah.
Right? And anything that's new actually has to be recessed on all sides now. And so what's happening is when a lot of these like smaller buildings get torn down, they can't be built like wall to wall like they were before. And so they'll wait for like 2 or 3 or 4 of the buildings in the area to get torn down.
Then I'll buy them out.
They'll buy out the whole thing, and they'll build something larger there to make better use of the space, right? Because like if you take a look at this, like these two buildings here are basically right up against each other. right up to the edge. And same on this side. There's very, very minimal space. But if this gets torn down, the whole thing's gonna need to get like recessed in quite a bit. And we'll find the odd one as we do our walk tonight that has been rebuilt. And it's a much, like this is probably a newer building up here.
Oh yeah, because that is way recessed comparatively.
It's got a much bigger gap between them for the new fire code and all that. But a lot of them will just sit as open parking lots like this, or like this one here, until they can get enough land to build something significant. There we have definitely new building right here.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, you got a ton of space on the side. And that's the thing, like, it's gonna have to be that much space on this side too if this gets rebuilt. So they're probably waiting for this to get torn down to build it into something that uses up that entire space. So I found it really interesting that like Japan, especially Tokyo, allows for so many alleyways.
Yeah, I find that odd too, but I find it interesting at the same time because, example, your back alley shrine. I mean, there's always little stuff like that, but then you got the barely something, but technically an alleyway because there's a gate there.
Yep.
I don't, like, I get it, but I don't.
So the area, for example, New York. New York City, people imagine, you always see in the movies all these like alleyways in New York. New York only actually has like 5 actual alleyways.
And it's all just the same ones over and over again they use.
Yeah, and they'll actually use ones in movies from like other cities like Chicago and stuff like that. But New York was designed to be a like shop front, building front city with minimal to no alleyways. And Tokyo is zoned a little bit differently. Interesting thing about Tokyo zoning is it's a tiered system. And in each tier, everything in the tiers below it can fit in. So you'll have like residential, right? And then you'll have commercial. But you can also build commercial in residential. And then you'll have factory, right? But you can have like factory and commercial and residential all in there. And this is that Lawson drink at. And had no clue where I was. 'Cause in every direction.
It's just going.
So the neat thing about like Tokyo being that like the higher up you get on the tiers of building permits, they just allow Japanese people to build whatever within that space in the tiers below it. So you will go out to like shipping yards that will also have like restaurants and shops and houses all around the shipping yard. And it's like the most wild thing to see.
I personally, depending on the shipping yard, I might get, I don't know how people could stand it. Especially with the smell, depending on what it is. Now, I was just thinking about the alleyways. So in New Jersey, where the town I'm from, Riverside, 1/4 of a square mile. Big, super small. Well, comparatively to the United States. There are a bunch of townhomes. And they have an alleyway about, say the average size of the old one, maybe a little bit bigger. And that was something I was always used to. Never thought anything about it. Then I moved to North Carolina, where everyone's like, oh yeah, here's an acre of land, and a 3-story house and blah, blah, blah for $125,000. Still blows my mind. Especially even coming here, like every alleyway almost has a purpose too.
Yep. Well, you gotta make the best of every last
inch you got.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But this is one of the reasons I like Tokyo over Osaka. It's because for as crazy as all that was, you get a few streets out of the main area and suddenly it's quiet. Like we're barreling towards Akihabara right now. And we'll be able to take mostly quiet streets all the way there.
Oh, see, that's nice.
But Osaka, all the back streets, Osaka was actually built in some ways almost more efficiently. And so the dispersion of humans within the land is much more even. So you don't find quiet back streets the way you do in Tokyo. There are plenty, but not the way it is here. Like, there's next to no one around us right now.
Yeah, in a city full of millions upon millions of people, there's tens of people on the street.
No, they all congregate in key zones.
Until it's closing time, then everyone disperses and goes home. So I just want to give a quick thank you to Norm for coming out and walking around with me and giving me the history of this area and being able to talk about what we were doing. It was nice to walk around and talk with a friend about the area we were going through, sharing stories and experiences, especially with someone who's been living there for 15, 20 years and being my first time. It's nice to compare and give my opinions and him giving me feedback, as well as talk about just the different stories that he has. It was a good time, and I just generally really did enjoy walking around through the night area of Japan, through Ueno, through Akihabara, and all the way into Kanda. It was a really nice change of pace of the trip. So one thing I still can't grasp is that there are vending machines on his side or everywhere. And I know it's like the touristy thing, but I'm used to seeing people ransack them, people destroy them.
Yeah.
It's nice to see the juxtaposition and go, well, I don't want to go to the convenience store. Hey, look, there's one right outside my house.
Yeah.
And go get it.
Yeah, that's what I like. The convenience store near my house is only like a 5-minute walk. But there's like 3 vending machines within like a 1-minute walk. So I just need a cold drink.
You just pop and go, like, turn the corner and bam, there it is.
Oh, that is actually, I was just looking, there's actually a huge crowd of people down there. Surprised. So right up this way will bring us right into the back streets of Akihabara. And again, doing so with minimum humanage.
Yeah.
There we go. There's a newly built building that very obviously needed to be rebuilt.
Jesus, that's tall. Yeah. Because it's wild going from a 2-story to, all right, now there's a 10-story.
The car faces, because they just can't fit it in the parking. There's like no room for error on that.
Yeah, I'm too scared to do something like that. Even at home, I have a giant, like, open garage. It's enclosed. Even then, I'm still like, some days I might just skirt and accidentally scratch the car, you know?
So, you gotta, judging from the revving of the engines,
Mr. Small Dick. Yeah, no, I laugh because I was like, universal signs everywhere. It's nice to see.
Well, the funny thing is, lately, these like really loud, like race car style cars are usually part of a tour that you can like rent a supercar in Tokyo or something.
You know, that makes sense in what I saw. I saw a guy in an Aston Martin and a Lamborghini, native and foreigner. And I'm like, oh, there must be. Now I'm starting to see it a lot more. Now it makes sense.
Yep. It's all just
money.
Yeah. Well, everybody's got those the different reasons they come, right? Some people come to collect anime figures. Some people come to go to the bar from Lost in Translation. Some people just really enjoy Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
There's a Japan for everybody. There's the other day I saw some of those like Mario Kart guys.
I've been seeing them everywhere, and I'm like, I know they keep trying to shut them down, but they keep popping back up.
Yeah, and my favorite thing about this one is the front bumper. We're gonna head down this way. The front bumper of these, they literally just had kickboxing pads like secured to the bumper. And I was like, yeah, that's
Well, that should tell you.
peak safety right there.
Yeah.
Like the cheapest kickboxing pads you can get from Amazon too.
And I had to explain to my buddy. He was like, "Why is it illegal?" I'm like, "Think about it. You're giving a foreigner with no license. He doesn't have to have a license to drive it. Going on the main streets of the biggest city in the world. It's really quick in seeing why it's illegal."
Yeah. Well, you do need to have like a driver's license in your country that's been like converted to an international license. But most of these people are coming in with zero, like, no, what's it called?
Experience?
Experience is the English word. And they're just hitting the streets of Tokyo in a go-kart.
No.
And while you've seen like the fire trucks and whatnot aren't the size that they are in North America, these
The little baby trucks is what I call them.
yeah, they'll look the size they are in North America in comparison to sitting in a go-kart.
Yeah.
You got lucky with the weather though.
Yes. Especially, I was upset. Yesterday, we came here for Halloween.
Yep.
And guess what happens on Halloween? It pours and all the outside stuff's canceled. Everyone just goes home or go to private parties.
Yep. I am right there with you, dude. So every year in Tokyo for the past 5 years, I've fallen in love with Halloween more and more. And so this year I decided, you know what, I'm gonna put some money into Halloween. I'm gonna get myself a decent costumage. I'm gonna invest a little bit. I'm gonna decide to go out and do some stuff, right? And in the end, all of it rained out.
Was for naught.
Best part is when I finally give up and take off the costume, I'm like, I'm just gonna go up and grab myself a drink, maybe a bite to eat. I finish my bite to eat, the rain has stopped. It's like midnight at this point, everything's done. Halloween is cooked. Alright. Actually, you know what? We'll go down this way. So while I don't publicly announce the area that my studio's in, when I was first looking for a studio, there is a little narrow road down here. There's a way to get around it, but right down here, there's this tiny little like glass front building that looks like you could open the locks on it with like a plastic fork.
Maximum safety.
I was like, oh, this is probably super cheap, and like it began my like search for a studio. But you wouldn't believe how challenging it can be, because in Japanese like real estate law, super boring stuff, there's two types of contract. There's Teikishaka and Tsushaka. Teikishaka is a limited term contract, so they'll rent it out to you for only 2 years, or only 3 years, or something like that. And it
So like a short term.
Yeah, it gives the owner maximum flexibility. Some of them are renewable, some of them aren't, and some of them you might be able to renew it once or twice. But then when the owner wants to eventually get rid of the building, because the average building only lasts like 30-40 years due to structural integrity breakdown with earthquakes, they've got the option to kind of push you out, right? So finding a tsushaka, one that isn't going to be torn down, within a reasonable price range, where it's not on a street that has ambulances and cars going down and because that makes it really tough to do voiceovers for videos. but you still want to be central enough that you can get places in Tokyo. So, I would say the number of months spent searching for studio in total, it's like 18.
Jeez.
Visited some 50 some odd different places. Yeah.
Give you props, man. If I ever get there, maybe. But oh boy, it's a lot of hard work and dedication to you.
Yeah, well, been worth it. Been worth it. Akiba's a beautiful place to be able to have quick access to and spend time.
Yeah. Especially if you need tech.
So one of the maid cafes that I had shot a video with ended up closing down, and they just reopened in the building that we just walked by. Holy heck, this building got built quick.
Yeah, it's the new Mandarake. What? Yeah, it's September. I think it's been open since.
Holy cow. Okay. That, like, just last year, there was a bunch of girls outside holding signs saying, like, all you can drink for 2,000 yen. And then the building that was there forever was then gone. So here we get onto this street. Wow, that's a Chikawa car over there.
Yeah, that's a choice. Well, it's not a choice. If it was in the States, it'd be a choice. Then you got Miku, of course.
Yeah.
And then someone else.
Do you know what they call these in Japan?
What, Itashis?
Itasha.
Itasha.
Yeah. Do you know what it means?
What, rap?
No.
No.
Ita stands for itai, pain.
Pain.
They're pain cars. They're painful to look at. Itasha. Yeah. Cars that are painful to look at is what they've been dubbed. Actually, so now as we get through here, this is where I'm actually really surprised that like that maid isn't hiding her face. They usually do. Because there will be things written on the poles and on the street that says like "Kyakubiki kinshi," like no grabbing customers on the street. And so technically, the maids who are like out on the street and like doing this are not doing so entirely legally.
Ah.
Yeah. And so, people think that they're like hiding their face for like privacy and whatnot.
No.
But yeah, more than for privacy, it's to not be caught in the act of a crime. There was a Japanese Instagrammer who used to do like crazy stuff, like he'd like climb up onto Rainbow Bridge and whatnot and take photos from the top and post it. And he got picked up because technically he was posting proof of a crime. And so for a while, Japanese police were going through like Instagram and stuff like that to catch people.
See, that's something they make a whole division for, just to focus on that. Ugh. The States, they do something similar, but usually that's just government, not local. Unless, you know, with the rise of school violence, if someone were to say, hey, saw this on Snapchat, that's when they get involved.
Yeah? So, how many days in Japan total was it for you?
This will make 9, tomorrow makes 10.
All right.
But well, I'm not going to count tomorrow because I leave. So 9.
And in those 9 days, what is the most shocking thing you saw? What was your biggest culture shock, excitement, surprise, any of that?
Honestly, there's 2.
Oh.
As stupid as it is, it's the trains.
Okay.
Because obviously in America, people like their private, they like their personal space. So they don't get on top of each other. But when you're cramming everyone in at rush hour or lunchtime, you know, I haven't been hugged in a couple of years now, I've been hugged. That's that kind of feeling, you know? Then the other one is the slight but casual racism.
Okay.
It's very interesting. Not sure if I told you, but I went to Yoshinoya the other night. Everyone was asleep or whatever. So I went and got a bite to eat. I sat down, it was full. Everyone started finishing up. So it was empty space, me, empty space, someone else. I looked up, there's 3 businessmen just standing there looking at me, refusing to sit down beside me. Then a 40-year-old, I'd say he's in his 40s, 50s, walks in, looks at him, shakes his head, and sits down to make a small conversation with me.
So, what's it called? I was speaking to somebody many years ago from Hiroshima who gave me a really interesting take. His whole thing was he had done an interview with Japanese people and with his class or whatnot, and said how many of you will openly sit down beside a foreigner? Right? And not everybody raised his hand. He's like, okay, now no judgment here. Let's dig into this. So for those of you who didn't, who is willing to share? Why? And one of the girls raised her hand and mentioned, well, in Japan we have omotenashi, which is we feel we need to take care of guests. And to be honest, I'm pure Japanese. I don't speak any English. I don't know anything about that. And so if I get on a bus or something and there's a foreigner sitting there, I can't help them if they need anything.
Yeah.
I feel so inadequate as a person. And so I don't feel like I deserve to sit down beside this person. And so while there is definitely some subtle racism in there with some people, I think there's just as much lack of confidence. What if this person wants to talk to me? What if this person has a question about the menu? What if this person is a guest in my country? I'm exhausted at the end of this day. I don't speak English, or maybe I do, but I'm really bad at it, right? So there's a huge insecurity portion to that as well. So it's gotten into, I've been close to 20 years in Japan, and I don't notice it as much anymore.
Yeah.
But it really stands out at the beginning. But learning that side of things, that there's this huge insecurity aspect to it for so many people as well, was a really big turning point.
Yeah, no, that's an eye-opening statement, because not a lot of people they go to the negatives. That's just how people are, especially back home. But a lot of people just cut to the negatives. But putting it in that kind of light makes sense, especially after everything I've seen. Everyone does help. If you got questions, they'll go out of your way.
Yep.
I've had a lady stop what she was doing, go out of her way to show me directions, just for a little stamp for my stamp book.
Yeah.
So it's there, and I completely see that. The last thing that I actually just thought about, how cheap it is to eat.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
Because, example, when we left the U.S., we were in Chicago, got a bite to eat at Wendy's. For a sandwich, drink, and fries was $20 airport cost. For a similar meal here, it was $5 converted. It's cheap.
It is dirt cheap. And one of my favorite things is you can go up to some of the fanciest restaurants in high rises. Like the Evie's Golden Place Tower, 38th and 39th floor. You can go up to restaurants that'll cost you $200 a plate at night to eat, and you can get a lunch for $15. And if you convert, that's like 1,500 yen, so 10 American. Right? So 10 American dollars, 15 max for like a lunch. Just because lunches here are super cheap. For the longest time, 1 coin lunches were the big thing. So a lunch within 500 yen. And they've still got them all over the place. But that's like what? $3 American?
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah. I think anybody watching from the UK would probably compare it to the Tesco meal deal. Which, by the way, I had. when I was in the UK, because I was like, oh, I gotta try this Tesco meal deal that everyone's talking about.
Wow.
I will simply say it was lovely.
It was nice.
Definitely not dry. The sandwich that I got was not at all.
It was fresh, like they made it right there.
And it always feels great to eat a bag of chips for lunch. So pop quiz to put all the pressure on you. Have you ever seen this bridge before?
This one specifically or
Yeah,
across?
This one specifically.
Yes. I'm trying to think from where. I might have seen it in a movie. I'm trying to think.
So this one here, as somebody who's like been with the channel as long as you have, when I left my full-time job and like decided to become a YouTuber, I made a video that ended on this bridge.
Yep.
And talked about how I didn't have money to take the train back and forth to work. And so I would walk from Tokyo Station to Asakusa every day. And when you cross this bridge, the side behind us is Akihabara. The side in front of us leads to Kanda, Tokyo Station, all that stuff. And so this was like the dividing between the business world and the fun side of Tokyo for me.
And then you crossed over to the fun side.
Every day I'd walk this and be like, I'm home. I'm back in the fun side.
See, guys, now you get to see me. I'm exposed. I've been exposed. Hate to tell you. Well, yeah, it's straight into Kanda.
It's a nice little shrine there, but it's closed up right now. And things instantly quiet out when you get out here.
Yes.
So those are the culture shocks. What have been like the highlights? What have been the best moments?
Well, for me, going out to Fuefuki, which is a complete juxtaposition between Tokyo and everything else. Nice, quiet little countryside town that has a very special meaning to me, considering it was based on, well, Persona 4 is based on it, like inspired. And a bunch of the areas now destroyed and remodeled and everything. There was still, the waterfront, the shrine that, you go to. It was nice. And just being out there away from the craziness that is Tokyo and even my life, it was nice. Just open up a drink, sat on the riverside and just enjoyed nature. It was nice. That would probably be a highlight. Plus some other things that I will not talk on camera, but you were there for. But yeah, it's just being here in general is it's put me in a better mood.
Good.
It's nice to be able to let my guard down 95%.
Yeah, it is. Like even this, like you'd be able to do this night walk entirely alone with that camera out and exposed and not have to worry about a tweaker coming at you.
Yeah, at 1 o'clock in the morning on the main street. Yeah.
One of the we were looking for a quiet studio, I tell you. And one of the areas that we were looking was around here. So one of the buildings we were looking at was like one of the ones right along here. It might have been this one, or it might have been one up on the corner. And inside was a really, really weird shape. But it was high enough up that it lined up right with the trains.
Oh.
And so like every 2 minutes you get the rumble of a train going by and it's like low-key shaking the building and you hear it. I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna be
It's not gonna be annoying. No.
productive studio to work out of. And then if you find yourself coming back, and you will.
Yeah, I will.
Right now to the right of us is the main train line for like the Yamanote and the Keihin Tohoku and all that. And from honestly, like from Ueno, you can do it. We've basically just been walking along the train track almost the whole time. And this, all the way down past Tokyo Yurakucho, Shimbashi, all the way up to Hamamatsucho, is just a jam-packed walk full of adventure on both sides of the tracks. There's no shortage. You can do 20 trips
and still have plenty.
Be like, damn it, I missed this. Oh, I can't. Why didn't I do this? Oh, I should have done this. So don't stress yourself over.
Oh, I'm not. I already 2027 at the latest. I'll be back. Next year would be Norway and maybe Iceland, but.
Oh, nice.
Because it's nice being a guest at a gaming convention. So.
Oh, that's what you're going out for?
Yeah, for Norway. That's why I went earlier this year. So it was very nice. And that's where I got my first take of, oh, I can actually walk. Oh, it's clean air. Oh, what is this?
That is spectacular. Wow. I don't even know what, I've never been out to Norway. I have no, real image of Norway, but.
It's similar here in a lot of aspects. Good example, kids walking to school.
Okay.
Going, doing chores, or groceries or errands. They do the same thing. They just walk and do their own thing. And that blows my mind. Because America's not that safe. No matter where you are.
It's, what time?
Like
It is
10 something?
10 p.m. right now. And right behind us here, we just had two just walk by.
Yep.
Completely and utterly safe in the area. You know what I mean? And this is like a what's it called? Like a drunk salaryman area. Yeah. It's one of the worst places that they possibly could walk. And
they're perfectly fine.
They can still do it. Now, there are plenty that aren't.
Yeah, there are plenty that aren't.
Doesn't mean it's guaranteed safety. But
that's that delusional thing, but it's a lot more safer than the US. Plus, being walkable, so you can only do it in the major cities like Chicago, New York, where crime rate is high.
Yeah. I made the mistake on my first New York visit of not realizing just how physically large the island of Manhattan is. And in the morning, grabbing a rental bicycle from Hell's Kitchen near Times Square and believing that I could make it down to the Statue of Liberty and back on time to start work. And oh my God, I don't think I've ever been so tired and dehydrated in my entire life. Because I managed, I got about 2/3 of the way there, realized I'm probably not gonna make it as well as I hope I would. So I really gotta push it. No breaks, no grabbing drinks, no grabbing food, just keep going. Get there, take 1 or 2 pictures, and it's time to turn around and head back. But now, I'm like, oh no, now I got a headwind. So it's gonna be even harder to get back. So push myself absolutely nuts. And I remember I had to do an entire job that day and was just dusted, just completely cooked, just over. So in Tokyo, by comparison, I think I got that idea because Tokyo is actually pretty small.
Yeah.
Like the main area of Tokyo. The Tokyo itself is a prefecture, massive. But like the Yamanote Loop, right? You can do side to side in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right? On foot. So I was not expecting to kill myself.
Well, it's been fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what do we do, like this? Ah, you like that. There we go.
Like that?
There we go. But yeah, the battery's almost dead. That's why they're only gonna stop doing it. But thank you for the tour. Thank you for all the information. I appreciate it.
No worries.
Thank you for the camera.
It's been fantastic. Thank you for having me.
Yes, no, thank you. And with that, we will see you all later. Bye-bye.